Ralph, Ben, it's Ben O'Shea from the West Australian in Perth, Australia. How are you?
Hello, Ben.
Great. How are you?
Oh, good. Congratulations on the film. It's so much fun.
I'm doing this for all of us. Whatever it takes.
Ralph, I want to start with you. What would you have said back in the 80s if they said, there's been a rewrite, forget the crane, we need you to do a dragon kick?
I would say, who's my stunt guy? Yeah, I don't. That's a dragon kick is quite impressive. I don't know what I would have said. The crane became just a piece of cinema, a little bit of magic. It was never teed up. I mean, it's different because the crane sort of was like, just layered in there and then paid off, where the dragon kick is like the thing that needs to be done. So it's different in its way. I mean, it's another hopefully piece of magic to victory.
And the only reason we had to do the dragon kick was because the crane kick was already so like iconic, right?
Yeah.
So we had to top it somehow.
Yeah.
You topped it all right. Like, wow. Like I grew up watching Karate Kid and doing the crane kick. I'm not trying the dragon kick.
That's the difference. The crane kick, everyone is interesting because I always talk about when they compare these characters with Daniel LaRusso to Fong. I mean, Daniel LaRusso was the kid who had no business winning anything. He knew nothing of martial arts. So the crane kick was that cinematic, simplistic magic trick, where now we have a character that is very well versed in kung fu, and how do you create his struggle and his internal overcoming of obstacles, and then that heightened level of what is this move and how can he pull it off. So I think respecting the filmmakers and going forward, how do you do something that's fresh and new but feels like the end result is that same victory? And I like to believe we pulled that off.
Absolutely. And Ben, you get your butt kicked by two icons in this movie.
Ancient way.
Miyagi way.
There's two of them.
Focus!
Tell me about the fight scenes with Jackie Chan.
What's there to say? It's kind of all up there in the movie. It's really sort of a wildest dream scenario to get to do a fight scene with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio at the same time.
Yes.
We prepped, and then we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, amazing. I'm sure so much preparation goes into it. Ralph, thinking back to the original in 1984, what was the toughest scene to get right for you, if you remember?
So what was the toughest scene? That's an interesting question, because it's always tough getting my ass kicked by 5 guys in skeleton costumes. That was a tough one, and one of the few times I actually caught one in the jaw, and we had to go home early.
Oh man!
But I lived to tell about it, and me and William Zabka constantly joke about that. I leaned in, and I was like, "You overreached," and we'd blame each other constantly. I will say one thing to the flip side of that question. The easiest thing was working with Pat Morita and that sort of give and take that we had from the first reading. It just felt easy, and I didn't know that easy meant magic. So that's how I'll spin that answer.
Yeah, magic indeed. And what about for you, Ben? You don't have to cast your mind so far back. What was the toughest scene to get right for you on Karate Kid Legends?
I mean, this isn't exciting, but really, like, the hardest stuff is 'cause we were shooting in Montreal. So it was like sometimes we were shooting outside and we had to pretend it's summer and wearing a t-shirt, and you're doing 12 takes of this dialogue, and it's freezing. It's like 0 degrees, and you just have to pretend it's summer. And I don't know, there's something about when the body and like the brain gets cold, like it like you just start like thinking slower. It really is the toughest part. And I say that because the stunts, which were also tough, but we had such a great team and such great actors who were versed in this type of filmmaking, that that didn't feel nearly as hard as trying to remember my lines.
Well, real quick, last question. What do you both hope audiences take away from Karate Kid Legends?
I mean, first and foremost, I just hope they have a good time at the theater. This is that kind of movie. Like, if people are having fun and come out having had a good time, that's all I need.
It's multi-generational entertainment, and to I always talk about the communal experience of being in the cinema, being in the theater, feeling that drive forward, cheering with your neighbor on your feet. We had that in 1984, and let's hope we have that in 2025. I think it's
absolutely. It had me crane kicking out in the car park afterwards. And I'm sure a lot of people of my generation will be doing it too. And maybe pull a hamstring.
That's
guys,
right. That's right.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
And